Hello everyone and welcome back to another. Oh my god, what happened? What's going on? The lights went out. Oh, it's not working. No. Yay. Okay, I fixed it. Okay, let's try this one more time. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing another monthly manga read, except this month is June, which is Pride Month, and I really wanted to talk about this manga that I really liked. It is I Hear the Sunspot. Okay, before we get started, I just want to let everyone know that I Hear the Sunspot is a 5-volume manga and it is a BL manga. I will try to talk about each volume with as little spoilers as I can, in case anyone hasn't read this manga before or is interested in reading it. So let's get started. Here's the first volume and the back cover. So in the first volume we get to meet our two main characters, which are Kohi and Taichi. Kohi is a guy who has a hearing disability, and he struggles a lot to go on about his day, until one day he meets Taichi, which he basically falls from the sky. And Taichi is a really loud guy. So for Kohi, who has a hearing disability, for some reason Kohi's Taichi is so loud that that's the only voice Kohi can listen to clearly. And throughout this first volume we get to learn a lot about Kohi's disability and the struggles that he goes through on his daily life. And of course, by the end of this volume we get to see how the relationship between the two of them grows, and how Kohi starts to develop feelings for Daichi. That's the first volume. This is volume 2. It has one of my favorite covers. Volume 2 goes by the name of Theory of Happiness. In this volume we get introduced to a new character by the name of Maya, which also has a hearing disability. And for some reason she's also another person that can clearly hear Taichi's voice. And in this volume we get to see so many difficult choices being made by the two main characters. I think this one is mainly focused on Taichi's life, because he decides to quit college in order to help Kohi's hearing disability. He joins a company that teaches people to understand and to try and help out people with disabilities, and we get to see how they grow apart. But during that time, Taichi learns how he's starting to get feelings for Kohi. The third volume is I Hear the Sunspot Limit, Volume 1. So in this volume, we get to see how the growth of the relationship between Taichi and Kohi, and how there's some insecurities, mostly on Kohi's part. He feels like he's a burden on Taichi's life, and he feels that Taichi gave up a lot for him. So this one is a really dramatic volume to read. And then we have I Hear the Sunspot, Volume 2. So in the first Limit volume, we got to meet another character that also has a hearing disability, and how this guy, Ryu was his name, he somewhat gets in the way of the relationship. But we also get to learn about his story further on in the last volume of Limit, which I will talk about in a minute. But this volume ends in a really sour way. I don't really like this ending. It hurt me. There we go. So that's volume 2. On to the last volume, which is I Hear the Sunspot Limit, Volume 3. Another of my favorite covers. So Volume 2 ends really in a really sad note, which where Kohi decides to get away from Taichi because he's having a lot of insecurities that are talked about in Limit 1 and Limit 2. So in the last volume, we get to see how they somewhat address those insecurities. I feel like the author could have further more into that part, but the issue got resolved. I think it was resolved super easy, and honestly the issue was miscommunication, which is something that is used a lot in the BL genre, and it's so crazy. Like, guys, just talk to each other. Why is it so hard? But in the end, the issue got resolved, and the guys got to be happy, and they went on a pretty good vacation. I mean, they got into trouble, but it was good to see them act as a couple, because in the past volumes we were mainly focused and the issues about the hearing disabilities, and how it's really hard for people with disabilities to get by, especially when they are basically in their daily life, because there's a lot of people that don't really understand or try to understand and to try to help them out. So one of the things that really hit me that happened to Taichin in high school was that he was afraid of to ask people to repeat what they said, right? So that's why he was I feel bad for him. He was always alone because he was afraid that he would get rejected if he kept asking people to repeat themselves. And I don't know, just it gives you something to think about. Every issue and every disability that gets talked about in this manga, it really gives you something to think about and to kind of see how you treat people with disabilities. I feel like sometimes we're like, oh, well, we kind of don't do anything by staying out of the way and like not trying to be disrespectful or something towards people with disabilities. But at the same time, it kind of got me thinking, like, maybe in a way, by ignoring them, I was being rude or I was being insensitive. So I know this is not that deep, but it just really got me thinking. So by the end of volume 3, the author, I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but I would like to read the author's notes. And by the end of volume 3, there's this mini comic, and I love this part. So it's the author talking with her editor, and she's so the editor asks her, so tell me, what do you have in mind for the sequel? And the author responds, I kind of want to just go all out and give Taichin Kohir a big love scene. And the editor is me. He shook. He's like, a love scene? Same. Anyways, so by the looks of it, I think we're going to get a sequel or maybe another volume about the story of these two guys that need to learn to communicate with each other and stop giving me a headache. Overall, I really like this manga, and I really think everyone should read it. Everyone that wants to get into the VO genre, or that it's already in the VO genre and hasn't read I Hear the Sunspot, I definitely recommend it. It's a really soft story. Yes, so just go and read it. What are you waiting for? Go and read I Hear the Sunspot. Go and support the author, Yuki Fumino. And that would be all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and if you guys like this type of video where I just talk about one manga series in a specific, let me know down in the comments below. Or if you guys would like me to make another video recommending VO manga, I think VO manga that are good for beginners or just people that want to get into it, or just recommending soft stories, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and hearing me talk about this. I hear the sunspot. I love it. Volume 3 was a emotional roller coaster for me. It was hard. Emotional roller coaster. Just the entire series was an emotional roller coaster for me. There were parts where I was happy, where I wanted to slap them both for not communicating with each other, and there were parts where I was sad. Volume 3, there's a part where Kohi meets Taichi's grandfather, and just the whole speech, the whole conversation with Kohi with Taichi's grandfather, it broke my heart into a billion pieces, and I couldn't. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay, I'm going to be talking in detail about each volume. This will have spoilers, so if you guys don't like it, January. What's that? Genre. Oh, your legal January. Genre. No, genre. No, John? Messed up, genre. Nah. Whatever, just say January. January.